Hey everyone, whenever you get a call from recruiter, you might think what kind of company it is, right? Where I will go and work. Is this an on payroll or it is I have to sit on site? What kind of culture it has? Like it is consulting based, it is product based, or it is like project I will be going to as a project resource. And if you have one or two offer, right? Two or three of multiple offers. In this case, you have to decide one company which is best for you. Now, today we'll be discussing how you can choose the best company to work for you. Let's continue. Quick introduction from my side. I'm Maninder Rathod. I have 10 years of experience in product management, in corporate, as a business analyst, as a product owner. I also know project management and Scrum Master activities as well. So I will be keep sharing my experience. Maybe it would be helpful for you in your career. Now let's go ahead. So first we'll go what kind of companies are there, right? So the moment you will understand what kind of companies it is, then it would be easy for you to decide where to go, right? So on high level, you're already aware there are two types of companies are there. Everyone talks about it, like product based companies and service based companies. And everyone say, okay, I want to go into the product based companies, and everyone suggests, okay, you should go for the product based companies, of course, because product based companies are stable as compared to service based companies. Nowadays, a lot of layoffs are going on, but still, as compared to service based, product based companies are more preferable for you or for the candidate. Now, in product-based companies, also you have to understand there are different kind of product-based companies are there. Maybe at least two or three types of product-based companies. Now, first product-based companies, software product-based company and hardware product-based company. Now, when I talk about software product-based companies, so before that software, let's go for the hardware product-based companies. So, hardware companies are like they are more oriented towards their physical device whichever they have. For example, the laptop manufacturing companies like Asus, Toshiba, Acer, Lenovo, these are the hardware companies, right? They have the laptop device, they have physical device. Samsung, they are in semiconductor, right? Intel or Qualcomm or Nvidia, right? Those all are the hardware companies. Of course, they are product based companies, but their products are hardware items, right? So now these are companies are like these are kind of manufacturing companies, I would say. They produce a lot of items, right? And but their main focus is towards the hardware. They have the IT department, but IT, the presidency always gives to hardware companies. Of course, IT has to support everywhere, right? So IT, the department has to support their hardware function to work seamlessly, right? So but the difference between here, like the moment if a fresher join hardware company as a hardware engineer or a software engineer, maybe he will get around maybe 8 LPA, right, in hardware if he join as hardware engineer, but he will only get 6 LPA if he join as a software engineer, right? So there is of course, there is some key difference in between these salaries. Maybe other activities are same, and but yeah, of course, these are some difference if you talk about the hardware product based companies. Let's go to software product based companies. So for example, if you're a product manager, product owner, business analyst, and you want to grow in product management, like software product management, then you should go for these companies or these kind of companies like software companies, Adobe, Google, Flipkart, Salesforce. I'm not saying just go for it only. There are a lot of multiple companies, but their mainly focus are software. They have hardware, but I don't know. But their main, the revenue generation is from the software. So for example, SAP. SAP is software product based company, right? So they have this core SAP engine and a software, right, which gets implemented multiple hardware companies they use, right? So, but their product management is very strong, right? Their business acumen is very strong, and there if you go, you will learn a lot of IT things, right? Software, core software thing you will lead. You will have a lot of exposure in software product based companies, right? So, for example, if you talk about the Zomato, Instamart, and like all these all companies are like software based companies, right? Now here you will go to know a lot of marketing regarding engineering, right? Sales and data analysis, right? Or a lot of things you will get to know if you talk about the software product based companies. So I would suggest, of course, hardware product based is not bad. Of course, they should go for it. But if you are product enthusiast, right, and you have to expose or explore your skills, then you should focus on software development product based companies, right? So the moment you receive a call, okay, is it product based company? Okay, then what kind of product it has? So they will start talking about either software product based, they have this kind of software product, and if those are hardware product, they will talk about hardware product, right? So this is the core difference between software product based companies and hardware product based companies. There are a couple of companies, they are hybrid companies. For example, Apple are in software, plus they also have mobile phones, Mac. Now, service-based companies. So service-based companies are like they will get a client. Client is from business side, and he don't know about IT. Right? He do not have any kind of IT team, and he want to automate or digitize his whole business. Then the client will come to TCS and Infosys, this kind of service companies. They will say, okay, after estimating, they will say it will take 1 year, and this much cost we will need from you, and we'll complete your work or we'll do digitization. Okay. Now, once after a year, everything will be disconnected. Maybe if you want some maintenance or support can be given, but after a year, like client will not pay that much amount as he was paying across the year. Right? It's depend on what kind of work it has. So that's how the service based company works. They don't have any kind of product. They Some companies, service based company also has their own product. They work internal project as well, right? But mostly they are on like client side. There will be some project. There will be client sales team will be completing the sales, and they will hand it over to development team. Okay, you just go and deliver it. That's how that all Infosys, TCS, and everything works in today's world. So, for example, Indian Railway. Now they don't have any kind of like IT team development who can manage, deliver, or end-to-end Indian Railway ticket booking and everything, right? But then they go for these kind of service-based companies, and they support. And so it's not about 1 year; it's like a year-on-year contract in between government and these service-based companies. Sometimes those service-based companies. So, for example, you as an engineer joined this service-based company. You may sit at your client office, right? You may also sit in-house office as well, like in TCS office or Infosys office, but you may have also sit to client office as well, right? So these are like services companies. In service based or we consulting based companies, um, there is more hire and fire, right? I will not say hire and fire. For example, 1 year project is completed. Now in this case, they will not keep you, right? If there is no project, they will put you on the bench immediately. And as per the policy, like maybe 1 month or 2 months of pendency policy, then you will be on notice period immediately, right? So that's a problem in service based companies. If they don't have a project, they will not keep you for longer time because you are not billable, right? Until unless the resource is not billable, they will not keep you. Why they will pay you the amount from your pocket, from their own pocket, right? That's the reason the service based company they works in that way. Sometimes there are some not the big service based companies, but small services companies, medium sized service based companies are, for example, they also get a work from the small customers as well, right? So maybe the project work is maybe 7 to 8 months, and once that project is completed, okay, they will like again put that engineer to the bench. For example, now the moment they will go into the market, sometimes they also call, okay, this is contract based, right? It is like 6 to 7 months contract based work. You have to join and we'll pay you whatever you want, right? Not whatever you want, but yeah, it's better that you are wherever you are getting. Now in this case, most of people join, right? I'm not saying it, they do not join, but people join. And sometimes what happens, they don't tell to the candidate it is contract based or not, right? They will say, okay, it is in our company, we have a client, and you just come and join. But after 6 to 7 months the project is completed, they immediately put that candidate or engineer on the bench, right? So, and they will keep you for 3 to 4 months and then release you from that company. So that is a problem, I would say, in service based companies, right? Next, there are some consulting companies also you might hear about, like EY, KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, Accenture, right? So these are consulting based companies. I will talk about in service company as well. So what they will do, they are big firm. They have their own one work, like audit, I would say auditing and taxing, that part they have. But they are also in consulting as well. And what they do, they have a big client, and those clients, now who was those client? Those clients are big hardware product based companies, right? Sometime it may be big product software product based companies as well. As I mentioned, hardware companies do not hire frequently, right? If there is a actual need, then only they will hire you because they want to keep that engineer or the candidate for a long time. But sometimes there are sudden need, right, in hardware companies as well. Something is prioritized, there's new initiative. In this case, those hardware product based companies, they go to these all big four or consulting companies. Okay, we want 5 engineers with this experience for 2 years, for example, right? Now once they hire, And so they didn't hardware team don't have to worry. They will pay additionally to these all consulting companies, and they will get that consultant to work, maybe SAP consultant or any consultant, and that the consultant will work for 1 year 2 year. And if there is no work, immediately they will release, and you will be on like bench from EY side or maybe any consulting firm side. If they do not have any other client or any other project, they will also put you directly on the bench, and they will release you from their organization. So that's how like consulting or service based company works. Sometime in consulting or service companies, as I mentioned, like you have to go and sit to hardware product based companies office as well, right? So this is a little bit like interesting and challenging both. Interesting, like you will be having this all ecosystem, right, of big hardware company which you have not seen, but you are getting opportunity to work there with their team as well. But couple of indirect impacts on the engineer or the candidate as well, like you will not have exposure, right? Because the company which hired, or your payroll company, is in another place, right? And now you are sitting on your client place. Client is mainly focused on the work, right? And your payroll company is mainly focused on this monthly bill which is generating from you, right? So you as an engineer, you candidate, you will not have that growth, that connection, then those relationship in between those companies, and you will be like a middleman. मैं यहाँ का भी नहीं, मैं वहाँ का भी नहीं. Of course, there are a lot of learning. I'm not saying, but these kind of thoughts also comes once you work in this kind of situations. If you are also those kind of guy, okay, I don't care, I only care about work and I go to home, that's fine. But that's if you also think beyond that, and then again that is also a notable point, right? That you should think and decide before choosing to work where where I will go and sit and work, right? So that's why I try to prepare this today's session, so that okay, whenever you have any offer, you get a recruiter call, you can immediately ask these kind of questions, and you can decide which company you want to work, so that you don't need to regret, okay, I should go for that other company or this company, right? This should really help you. Thank you very much.